Hi, it's Carol from Red Dirt in My Soul, and welcome here to a little question and answer. I thought I would do something a little bit different. Hopefully I can make another video every week besides my recap, my reread is what I called it. And I was tempted to do a Facebook Live or a YouTube Live and go with that. And I know many of you are working or you're not on Facebook or whatever. So I decided that I would just go ahead and probably start off by doing some question and answer. So I've done question and answer as far as I could tell from for 10 years. Since 2010, I've done a question and answer, and I used to be very religious about it and do it at the first of the month. And then I don't know, it's like everything else in life, you just kind of let it slide by. So I thought I would kind of just start this one off with a question and answer, and if that works, then great. Or if you guys have anything else you want me to do, perhaps we'll go with that. And I know, yes, I'm sitting in the sun, and I had to put a hat on because it was getting in my eyes, and but it started off at minus 14 this morning, and right now it's clear up to 25, and so I've got snow melting off my roof, and I was going to sit outside, but I didn't want to go have to dig out a dry lawn chair out of the garage because I've still got snow on my front porch there, and I didn't want to sit in snow either. So as a result, I'm sitting inside at my dining table. So I thought what I would do is I'm just going to zip back to my May edition from May 9th, 2010. And for those of you that follow me on Facebook, you may not know that I actually do have, my blog is on a website, reddirtinmysoul.com. And you can go there and you can search along the top. You should have a pretty picture, which I try and change up every once in a while. And then there's various tabs up there. And the tabs include dogs, my Wordless Wednesday, where it's just photos, videos. I have bees. However, that one actually could probably go away because I don't have bees anymore, but I did for a while. So it got its own tab. Various projects, me, I'm crafting, I'm making something all the time. Sometimes I even finish them. And then a question and answers. And so all my questions and answers should be there if you wanted to go back and look in before you ask. But I don't care if it's been asked before, I'll answer it again. So anyway, I went back to that, went back to my earliest one, and this is the one that popped up. And I kind of wonder if I didn't do some of these maybe a little earlier and I just didn't have a tab, a section for them to go in, but I'm just going with this one anyway. I'm just going for it. Actually, May 9th, 2010, we had just come back from Daniel's college graduation. And so there you go. Lots happened in the past 10 years, huh, Daniel? All right. I have, Sally wanted to know where I obtained the poppers for my reins. Obviously, I've braided reins for a long time now, and I'm braiding reins for my grandkids. I kind of wanted to make each one a set of reins for when they're grown up. Right now they just have little ponies and they don't need full-sized reins. And so I got all my stuff ordered, and I've got a couple of sets made, and I'm working on Quinlan's right now. And for some reason, his is twisting, and anyway, I'm not real happy with this one I'm doing for him, and I really hate to tear it out and do it all over again. But anyway, so back then, I guess I was probably still braiding reins, probably for myself, and probably round ones. I tried to get the kids to, if some of them wanted round ones, and they all wanted flat, and flats have a hard time twisting if you pull too tight or whatever. So anyway, but the poppers, to answer Sally's question, the poppers I just go to the barn, and we've saved old leather just for this purpose, to reuse, to build stuff, new stuff out of. And I just go there, and it might be an old latigo, it might be, I don't know, it's probably an old latigo. and which is part of a saddle. And it's the part that, it's the cinch, it holds the cinch on. It's not the cinch, but you have a short latigo, you have a long latigo, and the cinch in between. Anyway, usually I'll cut those up and make the poppers at the end of the reins. And some people don't like poppers. I do, just because I usually slap it on my leg to make a pop sound, and it's not to pop my horse, because I'm not that good of a rider, and I don't want to pop my horse and have him scoot out from underneath me. But to make that popping sound helps you move cows. It's why you kind of yell ho or hey or whatever, not yippee-ki-yo. I haven't met anybody out here that says yippee-ki-yo yet. Not saying you don't. I'm just saying I haven't met anybody that does that yet. But anyway, when you're moving cows, you're making noise, you're trying to encourage them to go on. And so having poppers on the end of your reins helps you make noise without, having your throat go raw from yelling at your cows. Some people use bull whips and just crack them to make that pop. Okay, yeah. So anyway, next question. Marilyn wondered how I de-skunk a dog, which I had to laugh at that because this year is a bad year for skunks. Everybody up and down the creek is complaining about the number of skunks. And, it's just like anything else. It cycles around, and sometimes you have a lot of skunks and sometimes you don't have any. But this year is really bad. And they come, I'm sure they come in my yard. I know they come in my yard because I could see little tooth marks in my tomatoes. And I'm sure as soon as my dogs found that out, that's why they would go running and barking and chasing it out of the yard and then skunking themselves. Eden was very good at skunking herself. So the recipe for de-skunking a dog is 1 quart of the 3% hydrogen peroxide, just the normal old hydrogen peroxide you can buy in the pharmacy department at your store. A 1/4 cup of baking soda, and of course a little bit of Dawn dishwashing soap, because Dawn dishwashing soap is like the best thing ever, right, for cleaning. Okay, mix it up, wash your dog, let it set on there for about 5 minutes. Let it really soak in. Of course, don't get it in their eyes. If you have to be told not to get soap in your dog's eyes, I worry about you. Anyway, let it set on there for 5 minutes and then rinse your dog off, and it should be pretty good. And it works for people too. So there you go. There's your tip of the day. They can't bottle it and sell it because when you mix hydrogen peroxide and baking soda and shake it up, you can't sell that. Okay. I was asked way back when for the story of how Vernon and I met. And I think a few people had asked that question, if I remember, from 10 years ago. And I eventually sat down and wrote it out in story form, and it's entered on my blog. And so I'm not going to go over that now. If you're really, really interested, I'm sure you could just go to the right sidebar. At least if you go to my website, it's on the right sidebar, and go to search and type it in, and it will probably pop up with the right blog entry. So that's a long story and I'm not getting into it. Here we go. The next one was asking about a little calf that we called Half Pint. And I told them, you know, she had done very well. She was very small. And I can't remember now. Like I said, it has been 10 years. I can't remember if Half Pint was a twin. I would guess she was a twin. But sometimes they're just really early and really small. But I had to laugh because, of course, Half Pint is a name out of Little House on the Prairie. And I think it's funny because here it is, and I have introduced my grandchildren to Little House on the Prairie, the TV show. And in fact, Lacey and Reagan are getting prairie dresses. Lacey is actually wearing Victoria's old one that I had made for the Wyoming Centennial in 2000. No, that wouldn't have been the Centennial. Would have been 90? Really? No, I'm so confused. 1890 was when Wyoming became a state. But really, I guess that would have been right. Okay, so if it was 1990, then Victoria was 6. Okay. All right. the math does work out. Anyway, I made it for Victoria. Lacey's wearing that one. Tess is making Reagan one out of some scrap fabric I had. And so, but I really, really have to get Reagan on video saying Perry, because it's Little House on the Prairie. And it's so cute. I mean, I am not cute enough to say it, Little House on the Prairie. But, Half Pint, back to Half Pint. This all started off with a calf's name, Half Pint, instead of coming from Little House on the Prairie. And I think over the years, as I've gotten questions from people over calves and, you know, how's this calf doing? How's that calf doing? You know, and I think people have sometimes a hard sense of, you know, we stay up, we really watch these cows, we really try and take care of them. When we're having the calves, you know, when they're actually going through the birthing process, we're really there, we're really involved. Well, you know, we keep an eye on them. And then as the calves grow and they're turned out to grass, you know, I mean, there's not a relationship there with our cattle because we have a lot of cattle and they're in a lot of different pastures. And so you don't see them all the time. They're not pets. We don't, you know, I mean, some have reputations, and most of the ones that have reputations don't have reputations because of good things. Some do. I mean, we had that one heifer that just loved to get back scratches from Vernon, but she had never been a pet. She was, I don't know. Anyway, I think, you know, that's a big difference between a ranch and a dairy. Now, I like to follow TDF, Honest Farming, on, I follow him on, is he on Instagram? On Facebook and YouTube. I'm not sure if he's on Instagram. Anyway, and he is a dairy farmer with jerseys in Tillamook on the coast. And, you know, I mean, he's out there and some of his cows have names. There, you know, there's Callie and there's, just went blank. Can't remember. Anyway, I mean, he sees those cows twice a day, every day, and they know him, and he walks through them and pets them and everything like that. And it's awesome, but we don't have that kind of relationship with our cattle. They are not wild. They're not going to trample you if you walk in the corral with them. But we don't walk up to them and scratch their backs. We don't have names for some of them, except for the ones like the bum calves, like Half Pint, that we might have taken care of for a while. Or we had a calf, like when the kids were small, that was a twin that Vernon had calved this heifer out, and she had a normal sized calf, and went back over later to check and see how she was doing. And there was this little bitty calf in the corner of the pen, and he brought it home, and it stayed in my kitchen and mudroom for a few days, and we called it Cracker Jacks because there was an extra prize inside. And I mean, you have those, but you take care of them and you bottle feed them, and you it's a good thing for a rancher to get a calf out on grass and let them grow. I mean, that's the way they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be pets. They're not supposed to. No, that sounds bad when I say they're not supposed to be pets, because I know people that do have certain cows that they have relationships with or whatever, but we generally don't. Our purpose is to get them out and get them on grass and get them growing up. So, I had a question from my friends in New Zealand about my membership with the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. And if you want to look at how some old Girl Scout memories and some really great memories with my friends from New Zealand, you can go back and search for that. They're awesome people, and they're big fans, and they've promoted me down there a little bit. And I met the girl. She was a girl guide that came to work at National Center West when I worked there outside of Tinsley. And then she's brought her husband back, and we keep in contact with each other. Anyway, they had asked me about my membership with the Choctaw Nation. And yes, I am a enrolled member of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. My grandfather was 3/4 Choctaw. My grandmother was white. That made my mom 3/8 Indian, and that, of course, my dad was white, and so that you cut that in half again, and that makes me 3/16. So almost a quarter. Can you tell? Yeah, right. I had my mom's brothers looked very Indian. My aunts do not. My mom did not. Of course, my grandfather did, but I never got to meet that grandfather. And so anyway, yes, I'm an enrolled member of the Choctaw Nation. And I did it just because of a sense of pride. At the time, I always thought it was cool. I mean, I'm from the era of playing cowboys and Indians, and to know that I actually had this much, I always thought that was cool. So yeah, when we got the chance, and after Mom got enrolled and stuff, then we all just kind of jumped on there, just because we were proud of that. They were, and they are a vital, wow, just impressive tribe. I get the Bisknik, which is the newsletter, and to know, to see what they're doing as a tribe in Oklahoma is very impressive to me. We have we had a Chief Pyle that really, I think, now, I don't live in Oklahoma, but I really think he was an amazing leader, and I think he led the Choctaw Nation to a lot of ambitious projects. And so, anyway, yes, I'm an enrolled member. So, almost a quarter Choctaw. Almost. There you go. All right. And the next question is one, and I get it a lot. Alice wondered, how in the world do you have time to run a ranch, train dogs, and do all the other crafts and things? Do you ever sleep? And I do. I get that question often. And every time I get the question, I laugh because I see myself as a kind of lazy person. I haven't done anything today besides the bare minimum. and I mean, sometimes we do. I mean, Vernon works hard every day, and my boys work hard and they work hard every day. And I am to the point where, sometimes I work hard and I'm right there with them. And I get up and sometimes I cook for a lot of people, and then I go ride and I usually have a project just because I like to keep my hands busy and stuff like that. But I am not a goer day after day after day. These past 2 days has been cold. It was minus 14 this morning. It's now like 25. I've been a wuss. I'm inside my house. I just don't, there are days where, you get the laundry done, you get the dishes done, you cook, you clean, you fold laundry, you dust, you mop, and that's all there is, So when people say, oh, when do you ever sleep? I'm like, I sleep a good 8 hours a night, which Vernon hates because he's one of those people that cannot sleep through the night. I have no problem sleeping through the night. But, so, I think I don't purposely mislead people here. I try to be very honest. I mean, I don't know that I would call myself, like the other version, the TDF honest ranching, because, I mean, he's there and he's sharing a lot of things, and I have not shared everything, about ranches, honestly, because if you don't come from the background and understand what's going on, and I mean, I applaud him for sitting there and telling you this is why we do this and stuff, but I don't deal with a lot of, I probably wouldn't handle trolls very well. If people want to attack me, I wouldn't handle that well. So I share a fair amount with you, though. Anyway, I don't know where I'm just wandering now. So I do stuff, but I was just raised to, be busy, have something going, and don't sit around all day. But on days like today, and especially with Tess and Megan here, and they can go and they can go and they can ride, and I can stay home and babysit. And I don't have to freeze anymore. I do. I take that out. But I have been out there. I have froze. I have walked. I have led my horse more than I have ridden my horse to stay warm. I mean, I have been out there. So when I get the chance now to not be out there and just have 5 kids running around here in the house, I take it. So anyway, I think I have answered. Those are the same questions I had from May 9th, 2010. And you can go back and read that. Like I said, you can go to reddirtinmysoul.com and go to the questions and answer tab, and it will take you to this one. This was the first one that popped up from long ago. You have to kind of scroll back through the pages. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this recorded well and you can see my face. How's that? I can't look up because the sun gets eyes. But this is it. Scroungy sweatshirt, scroungy t-shirt. Nice hat. Thank you. I like hats. I like hats a lot. If you have any more questions, if you would like to post them in the comments, do it. I'll answer your questions about life on a Wyoming ranch, our Wyoming ranch. Again, there's a question that comes up often, is what you do the way everybody does it? No. We're a very independent-minded group of people, not only as ranchers, but in the state of Wyoming. And what we do does not mean that that's how our neighbors next door do it, or the neighbors on the other side of them, or in some other part of the state, or whatever. But so I speak for me. And I guess I don't have anything else to talk about. Happy fall. There, see, I have my little decorations up, fall decorations, but I'll show you if you can see out my filthy windows. A thing I hate to do, wash my windows. You see out? You see outside? Ah! Yeah, that's why I'm sitting at my dining table in the sunshine, getting hot, because I don't need this sweatshirt sitting here in the sun. Okay, I'm going to post this. Hopefully you like it. Come back. Maybe we can do one of these a week on top of my rereads where I recap what's gone on at the ranch for not the current week, but the week before. So there you go. Please please share. If you can do anything, if you want to do anything to help any blogger out, any YouTuber, any Instagrammer, anybody in social media, it's share. Just share. Hit the button. Share. Tell your best friend, hey, I listen to this lady and she's really kind of strange. She's out in Wyoming, but she kind of makes me laugh every once in a while. Hit share, because that is going to get the message out to more people, and that helps tremendously. So tell your friends. reddirtinmysoul.com on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Hey, all right. Yippee-ki-yo. Thanks for watching. Bye.